Hey, it's Friday, January 6th, at about 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:15 in the morning. Obviously, I'm a night owl. So, um, a lot of catching up to do in between just one day or 24 hours from my last video. So, um, today's the 6th. So, the 5th, the morning of the 5th, or basically Wednesday night. So Wednesday night, I took the cannabis oil. I took 3 drops right after an enema. I took 3 drops, maybe 10 to 15 minutes apart from each other, and I went to bed pretty late, probably like 2 o'clock in the morning, right? Yeah, so I don't know if it was the enema because it maybe opened up my pores or something, or maybe more sensitive to things, but maybe like an hour after I took the cannabis oil, I laid down and I couldn't go to sleep. I was kind of wide awake, and then I just felt really bad. Like I felt like I was gonna pass out. Felt really bad. Like it was scary, to be honest. I thought something was wrong because earlier that day, especially, like my rib cage was kind of hurting. I think it's probably the arthritis, kind of flaring up a little bit. But at least now I know that. But yesterday, I thought something was wrong. I woke up, my wife, because I was like, hey, something's wrong. I felt bad because I don't. Okay, so this is part 2 of my my vlog here for January 6th. Looks like my memory card ran out of space. But yeah, no, part 2. So I woke up my wife middle of the night. I felt bad because she needs a rest because she's waking up with Jayden in the morning time. But I woke her up and told her I felt bad. Like I felt like I was gonna pass out. I could pass out at any time. I felt real spacey. I felt like kind of dizzy. I felt weak. Like I started getting the shivers. So I came out here in the kind of living room area, and yeah, same thing. I felt real spacey. Like I felt kind of dizzy, but I was like, am I high though? Like, or is something wrong? Because I had the symptoms of being high, but I've never experienced this before. Like it was crazy. Everything was going in slow motion. Like my motor skills, like me speaking and like turning, was like super delayed. If somebody asked me a question, like it'd be delayed. My response would be delayed for like a couple of seconds, maybe a minute. It was crazy, man. It was wild. I kept like laughing at stuff that didn't really make sense. So I was high, but I was still scared. I was worried because like sometimes like I felt like my pulse would like increase, or my heartbeat would increase. So I was like, I don't know, just to be sure, let's go to the hospital. So I felt bad again because there was a snowstorm here in Denver. And so there was a couple of inches of snow on the ground. There were no plows or anything like that to plow the streets. So the road conditions were bad. So we had to, me, my wife, and Jayden had to wake him up in the middle of the night, go into the truck, drive to the hospital, and they checked everything. Nothing was wrong. And they basically just said I was high. And like me talking to the doctor, I felt like the doctor was looking at me like I was stupid. He was just looking at me like I was dumb. Like, why are you wasting my time? That's how I felt. I was super paranoid. So yeah, I mean, I had all the symptoms of being high. I was super, super paranoid about everything. Just I felt like I was in a dream state all the time. There was one point where like I wanted to like talk, but I couldn't. Like I could think it, but I couldn't talk. Like I thought like my nerves were messed up forever. I was just praying the whole time, like, God, don't let this be permanent, man. Like, so it was actually kind of scary. Um, so I was high for a couple of hours. They sent me home. They said my blood pressure was fine. Everything was fine. Um, and the highness wore up a little bit, but I was still high. Still high. Came home, had some snacks. I guess that's the munchies, and then went to bed. Even when I woke up, and when I went to bed, I was out. Like I was knocked out for like a good 10 hours. I woke up in like the afternoon time, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But yeah, even when I woke up the next morning, I was still I wasn't high, but like I could still feel some of the effects slightly. Um, so yeah, it was crazy. I guess I overdid it, the other night with the cannabis oil. So I'm gonna take it easy tonight. Just do one drop before bed, and actually, so this might be too much, but I had a bowel movement today, and it literally smelled like weed. It literally smelled like weed. It literally smelled like weed, like crazy. Off of 3 drops of cannabis oil, just shows you how potent it could be. Um, but yeah, that's it. Oh, today Facebook, uh, I saw that one of my friends is in the hospital the last 10 days. She had a mass. The doctors found a mass in her chest. It's most likely some kind of like tumor or something like that, and it was preventing her from breathing. And I just commented underneath her status, and I said, "Hey, praying for you. I've been through a similar scare last year." And she said, "Yeah, I know." And she said, "It's and I said, hey, just trust God and that He'll get you through this." And she said, "You know what? I know, and it's because of basically your faith in what God has done for you and your family from last year is what gives me the strength to know that He'll show up for me." And like, wow, such a powerful thing. So, part 3. Gonna have my camera cut off again, but it's such a powerful thing, such a powerful thing. You never know how God uses your situation, your circumstance to help others. Give them, strengthen their faith, to give them hope, draw them closer to God, and just in relying on Him to get them through whatever situation or circumstance that they're going through. So 2016, or what I'm going through now, is it's been challenging, but I've learned so much. I've grown so much, through it. In a way, I thank God for it. I thank God for it. I'm a new person. I'm a different person before all of this, and now in going through it. So it's really good to know that my situation has helped someone else strengthen their faith and give them hope. So that's all for today. See you guys another day.